I have a quality supervisor that reports to me and 3 quality technicians. Just the day-to-day would be pretty simple troubleshooting, minor quality issues here and there. Once in a while, we obviously have more severe issues that we have to, troubleshoot and figure out what to do. A lot of talking with people, collaborative, working with production very closely, obviously paperwork, and yeah, the best thing would be that it's a very family-oriented company. I feel valued as a person, and I see that's how everybody's treated. So I would say that that's definitely a different environment for me, and it's the best part about working there. Also, probably because it is such a family-oriented place that you become personally and emotionally invested. So when challenges arise, it can feel personal and emotional as well. So I would say that can be challenging at times. In general, just being in the food industry and in being in food safety quality, obviously knowing that I make a difference and something that I do is very imperative to my company. But at the same time, where I work, as I said before, I feel valued, and I feel like if I come up with new ideas, I am supported, I have the resources, I don't have to jump through too many hoops to try and make a small change, and I really enjoy that, and that's what actually motivates me to go to work where I work now. As a female leader, I would say what's been challenging is, in conjunction to being female, it's probably being a younger looking person in general, or just young, especially when I started my career. I would say both together has been a bigger barrier than just being female. I think having to gain respect of my peers, or having people have the confidence in my abilities, that's been a work in progress for sure. What I would say is just people having preconceived ideas, or just, what you do. Like a very simple example that I would say is that I have been at different workplaces, like not just my current one, where people would come up to me and say, "Hey, are you a co-op student?" Or this one is where I hired a new employee, a male employee who would be my direct report. And then a person asked me, "Hey, I heard you got a new boss." So just the assumption that because I'm a younger female and because a new male person has been hired, he must be my boss, right? So I think just hearing that and seeing that, and just, identifying that I'm obviously being treated a little bit differently because I'm, as I said, a younger looking female. I almost feel silly saying that, but it's really been my experience at work in general. And I'm still younger than a lot of people. I would say, so I would say that's the type of experiences that I've had. And what I've really had to do is just being patient, and just like, you have to prove yourself with your actions. There's a lot of things you can say, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just something that accumulates over time, and people will eventually realize that you know what you're doing, this person is trustworthy, or you can go to them to ask for help. But I think it just takes time. To really, reiterate like what I just said about not being afraid to speak up. And I think obviously the manufacturing industry is a very male dominated industry. It's easy to get drowned out by loud voices. So I think just being bold and not being afraid of having opinions and being able to just voice them, I think is very important. An ideal future would really be a time where I don't feel like I'm being identified as female and being treated differently. So an ideal future would be where obviously everybody treats everybody equally, and I don't feel like there's any difference in the way somebody speaks to me and to a male, to a person that's not a person of color. So I think a future where, if there was a bad situation, it just happened. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I'm a woman. It doesn't matter that I'm a person of color. So I think that would really be an ideal future.